Boom. Here we go, man. Welcome to Just Geeking Out. And today, well, you see what's in front of me. We're unboxing the Mafex Superboy figure from the Reign of Superman storyline. Before we go any further, make sure you hit that notification bell. Make sure you subscribe, like, and leave a comment about this figure. I ordered this guy, I feel like last fall. Maybe the problem now, probably closer to the winter time. So I've been waiting for him for a while. I got him at plazajapan.com. It's the best way to get these import figures if you can order them right from a Japanese website. That way you're not paying the extra fee that it costs for the big bad toy stores or the Entertainment Earths to want to get their cut as well as import them here. So you kind of cut out the middleman. Shipping is a little more pricey, especially nowadays, but it still comes out cheaper than it would if you ordered from an American online store. That being said, let's take a look at the box. You see him right here. Amazing box. Mafex does not disappoint when it comes to their boxes. Got him on the side. That classic artwork. For those of you who grew up with this, the 90s was crazy. They actually killed Superman and 4 came in his place. And one of them was Superboy. But at the time, he would get pissed off if you called him Superboy. He was Superman. And I mean, just the posing you can get out of these figures. I mean, look at this. This is just dope. Like, I don't have the imagination to just have him sitting and pondering. You see the head sculpts right there. DC Return of Superman, Superboy, then the rest in Japanese. In case you wanted to, don't know why you would need the barcode, but I figured I'd show you all the box. And if you didn't know, what's really cool about Mafex is that if you're an in-box collector, which I don't know why you would be with a figure like this, but if you were, like, they look cool on the shelf, in a row. They look really cool. So even if you're not an in-box collector, but you want to keep the boxes, like the way they're so in uniform is really nice. Really nice. Not all of them are exactly like this, but most are. I can't remember if my Spider-Man 185. It's a smaller box, but I can't remember if it will display like this. But anyway, that's enough talking about the box. Let's get this guy open. All right, I wanted to show you what he looks like in the shell. Like, they really pack him up really nice. In my last video, when I did the Silver Age Superman McFarlane versus the Hush Mafex Superman, some of the comments were like, they don't see the point. And I get it. The price point may not be what you'll do. And I get it. Believe me, I get it. But there is a much more premium quality to these figures in the way they feel, the plastic, the paint job. So it's really nice that they protect them this way as it's shipped. In this video, I'll also show you what he looks like next to my other Mafex figures, as well as, Superboy is supposed to be short, so he might work with your DC Multiverse collection. We'll see. I'll also show you a couple of other my Superboy figures from different lines. But first up, you get this really cool stand right here. If you want to know what he looks like, I got Superman on it right now. I don't think I'll be taking that out right now. I don't necessarily need to, but that gives you a look. It's a cool stand. I would say definitely lasts longer than I think the McFarlane ones. And let's get him out of this clamshell. We also get this kind of, I guess, proof of that it's a genuine product. So all your Mafex stuff should come with this. Although, for all I know, the bootlegs are making those too. These bootlegs are getting crazy. I am looking at that CT Toys Gambit. Don't judge me. All right, let's get him out of this little shell. Now, depending on the figure, they don't all come with the same amount of accessories. So he's kind of lighter on the hands. That's okay. So first up, we get these kind of like open hands and focus. Pretty great with his tactical telekinesis. And he has these more open hands. That's what's really cool about Mafex, right? Like they give you options to really pose them as you would like. And then of course, flight hands. Every flying character should have a pair of flight hands. Dope. I love junior characters. I love sidekicks. Although technically he's not a sidekick, but I love Robin. I love obviously Superboy. I love, Speedy or Arsenal. I love those characters who are kind of the sidekicks or the junior apprentices and the thumbs up. That's fun. I like that they give us two. So I'm really with that, man. Let's take a look at some head sculpts. So yeah, when I first saw him, I had to have him, and I'm probably definitely gonna get that Tim Drake Robin. I'm trying not to go ham on these expensive figures because they're expensive, and I'm primarily a DC Multiverse collector. Take a look at this head sculpt. Will it focus for me? There we go. That's beautiful. The teeth. And of course, he's got that earring. Will it focus for me? It's got it right here. You can see that earring. And just even the texture of the hair came out really good. And this isn't just painted. This is like sculpted. His lower haircut on the side. That's really great. And of course, you gotta have him with the sunglasses on. Focus. I want to put more light on it. I just don't want to wash him out. That looks really good. The glasses don't come off, but you can even see underneath that they did paint his eyes underneath. So that's pretty great. Love the little S in the front. And this is exciting. This is exciting. It's actually soft, like it feels like a pleather. And the inside is different material. It feels and looks like a real leather jacket. And it's crazy, when I first saw the image of this, I didn't realize it was cloth goods. I mean, look at that picture back there. It almost looks like it's sculpted. I should have known better, but it's pretty amazing. And of course, let's take a look at it. That is dope. That is dope. And the detail on the zipper, man, it almost looks like it's an actual zipper. Now, it can't zip up. There's nothing to do that with, but it's still made the same way. This is metal right here. And this belt loop is wired. They got a wire in it, so you can really customize it. And you could put it through if you want to, but I don't. That is pretty great. Sick. All right, now let's get to why we're here. The boy steel. Wow. This is a gorgeous figure. Let me just pull out the plastic. That's kind of a staple for Mafex, you know. There we go. Look how good this looks. It's so vibrant. And it definitely looks like it's the same. Is it the same head sculpt? Now he's actually smiling a little bit with the sunglasses. So it's not just the same head sculpt with sunglasses. They even sculpted a little differently. Nice attention to detail. And I think mine has a little scratch. Yeah, right here. Excuse the spit. Oh, it came off. No, it didn't. A little defect on them. It's still a, I don't know how massive, but a widely produced figure. That's gonna happen. As long as it's not like on the S, I'm okay with that, but let's get a 360. This is pretty cool. Now, this is weird. Now, these cuffs moving up and down, they're two separate pieces, which I don't think is really necessary because they shouldn't be. It's one glove. But in case you want to see what it looked like without it, but I think it exposes the ball joint a little too much. Maybe not. But the cuffs are way better. So I don't know why they're two pieces, but it is what it is. I love just the colors they use for this guy. And this is actually a separate piece right here. It's kind of fastened a little bit to the side, but this one, yeah, they're like kind of stuck in place, but they are separate pieces. And you know, you have the typical Mafex articulation. And it just feels premium. Like moving him around feels good. You don't ever feel like you're gonna break him. It feels like he's made to pose, made to move. So dope. All right, let's get this jacket on, man. Definitely take the hands off. We're gonna put this jacket on. All right, because that's, you know, there's no way I'm not posing him without the jacket. Although I think his costume is still cool without the jacket as well, but the jacket, it's his cape. And it feels pretty made well. Like I'm being delicate, but I'm not incredibly worried about it ripping, and I don't think it's gonna fray at all because of the material. But This is cool. Oh, this is so dope. This is dope. Hold the phone. Hold the freaking phone here, man. Let me get this back on. Now, this is what I'm talking about. So for now, like I said, these figures are pricey, but this is why, you know, Mafex is worth it to some people, because these guys are literally made as if they jumped out of the page, you know, like the way the artist drew them, it just leapt out. Oh. What are you standing for me? Let me just get a better angle on him right here. So this just looks great. Now, you can still fly them. Obviously, the jacket does hinder a little bit of the articulation, just because it does fit him well, which I prefer. Like, I'm happy that it's not big and clunky, you know. But obviously, you're not gonna be able to do as much. And this is kind of fastened here, so you don't gotta worry about those blowing open. And yeah, like, it fits him well. It's blowing open. Let's see what he looks like with, you know, he gonna be a, let me get the get the thumb on there. You get that. Now, will the jacket give me enough? Yeah. You know that icon. I'm trying to create, you know what I'm trying to create. But I am being delicate. This little punk. I love him. This is amazing, guys. This is an amazing figure. You want to see him with the angry head? Don't call me Superboy. It's like thumbs down, buddy. All right, let's go back to neutral as I compare him to some other figures. All right, let's get a. All right, so we're gonna see what he looks like next to some other Superboy Connor Kent figures. And here we go. Here's my Superboy collection, of course. First up, the OG from that Kenner line. I love this figure so much. And I actually got him a little later. I didn't get him when it first came out. And yeah, and that's the thing. I will say on the back, it was more like, you see that little like that kind of dot, dot, dot. That's kind of how it was. And the S looked more like this. So I would say the S is more accurate. I know they're pretty much the same, but it looked more like the Kenner. This is similar, I think, to what they have on the Hush Superman, where this is more standard. But great figure. Love this guy. Does not want to focus for me today. And then next up, when he ditched all that stuff and just went black t-shirt, red S. I kind of like this look for the time, but I was waiting for him to get a new costume. There was another costume he had after this one, which I think was really great. I pretty much liked all his looks, including his most recent. I did not like the New 52 look, though. I didn't like the way they made him in New 52, period. This is his most recent look in the comics. Kind of throwing back to this one. But as you can see, they both do completely two different things. And I would say, sculpt-wise, they're not too, I'm not going to say too different. Mafex is obviously better. McFarlane's not behind, but you're not getting the accessories. You're not getting the attention to detail. You're not getting the crisp paint applications. And you're not getting the articulation. That being said, is this one $60 better than this one? That's up for you to decide. I'm not going to do a versus on these guys because they are different and supposed to be a little different. If they were exactly sort of the same, I would. But I'm happy to have both. Now let's see what he looks like with some other Mafex figures. And here we go, man. So, you know, this is technically Hush Superman, but he's my Universal Superman in this collection. He's the only one we got in this classic costume, so we kind of have no choice. Now, I wish he was as vibrant as him. I mean, he is so vibrant. But their S's are exactly the same, which is kind of cool. It's nice to have them in uniform. His is sculpted, though. I don't know if I showed you, but this is a sculpted S. It is raised. You can see right there the edges. Whereas the Hush is painted on. Now, on a shelf, I can't really tell the difference, but it's not the same. And I would say the S's are a little different. His S on the back is different than his S on the front, which is interesting. Huh, that's weird. Don't really care, but I do find that kind of weird. But yeah, so you have Superboy and Superman, you know, Connor Kent and Clark Kent. Now, since they are made from different artists' interpretations, as much as the bodies go together, I do think the heads, his head is so huge, but it fits the kind of artwork. So like, they kind of go together, but you can see right here, like the art style makes it so they do but don't. But when you just got them standing up, they kind of look perfect. But Superboy's head is just pretty big. And then, of course, throw Steel in there. Now, these two were in the comics together. Love it. And Steel's S is the same as Superman's. Now, what's really cool, if you guys remember this, you 90s kids, not kids, but like whoever was reading comics in the 90s, I should say, when we had that Marvel versus DC, and we had Superboy versus Spider-Man, although it wasn't this Spider-Man and it wasn't in this Spider-Man costume. I think it was like the clone Spider-Man. But these guys together, and Superboy is way more jacked. I thought they would have been a little bit more similar in body. That's the cool thing about Mafex, man. It's like they don't reuse the body. Like, it's all original sculpts. Maybe a couple pieces here and there, but it's all original. And you have a Marvel line that is in perfect scale with your DC line. So on your shelf, Spider-Man can be part of this world. Him and Superboy could work together. Or you can try to customize a Spider-Boy for those of you, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. And then, of course, you throw Batman in there. And this is kind of the Mafex. This is kind of the Mafex collection so far. Which I'm really hyped for. That is so dope. Clark, I told you not to work with kids. Bruce, are you kidding me? And then these two right here are perfect. Are just perfect. But, you know, I'm all for customizing your shelf however you want. So the question is, Superboy is supposed to be much smaller than Superman, right? He's a kid. So would he work with your DC multiverse Superman? And I don't know. I think he can. I think he can. Especially if he's on a flight stand. Because y'all can say what y'all want about McFarlane. Oh, man. Sorry, guys. But he kills these head sculpts. So it goes with premium, more premium figures. So if you wanted this to be your Superboy with this Superman, I don't know if that, I can't say that doesn't work. Right? Because Superboy is supposed to be smaller. Especially if on your shelf you're thinking of him as a kind of a 14 years old. Like Superboy. That ain't bad. And the colors match perfectly. Ugh, come on, Soup. Get it together. You're embarrassing me. The colors match perfectly. I ain't mad at this. I kind of like this. His colors match them better than the matches the Hush Superman. And I think the head sculpts actually match better with this Superboy than the Hush one, right? Because if you had these guys on the shelf together, you know, the McFarlane one matches, in my opinion, it matches more as far as style. And the hairs are almost identical. Ooh, man, that's a dilemma. But he's going to be with the Mafex figures. But still, that ain't bad. And if he's too big for you, you can throw this guy in there. So, if you don't want to collect Mafex like that, but you love this Superboy, he goes. He actually goes with this collection because he's supposed to be small. Wow, I ain't think about that till like right now. So yeah, like I said, man, your collection is your collection. You can do whatever you want. You can mix and match however you choose. Now, one thing I'm curious of is whenever we get soft goods, it's almost like you can put them with other soft good figures and they kind of work together, you know? So I have this if you want to see what he looks like with some other soft, good figures. It works if you want it to. I mean, their S's are the same. It works if you want it to. And their colors match. And if you want Superboy visiting Clark Kent at the Daily Planet, and Clark is like, Connor, what are you doing here? You can do it. So, I mean, there's so many opportunities for some fun displays. It doesn't just have to be, this goes on my Mafex shelf. This can't be, you can do whatever you want. And now I'm getting a little inspired. I might have him switch up with a bunch of figures, but anywho, this is my Mafex Superboy. I'm very pleased. I really love this figure. This is absolutely great. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I will be back. Same super time, same super channel. Peace.